Hi, this is Melody Wilson and Kevin Doyle with the Real Life team at RE/MAX Elite. We are coming to you with a new style of market stats, and hopefully we'll be more interactive.
We like it.
Okay, so the last month in August, the market status was 5.56 months of inventory. So Kevin, what does that mean for buyers?
What does that mean as a buyer? It means that it's still in your favor. If this was maybe 3 months, it'd be more of a balanced inventory, but because it's 5.56, that means you still have, in some ways, your pick of the litter, asterisks, depending on where you're looking to buy.
So how we come up with the 5.56 months of inventory is if we were to take all of the listings and not add any more to them, take the average days on market on how long it takes to sell, then divide that in, that's how many months it would take to get rid of all the inventory. But totally dependent on location.
Totally depends on your location. So if you're on the outskirts of the city, possibly outside where the Henday is, where there's a lot of new built, there's still buildings that are being built, and you have a home that's maybe 5 years old, it's still a tough sell in some scenarios because you're competing with a lot of new builds. The closer you get to the core of the city, the River Valley, obviously there's no space to expand, so those houses are always in demand, always desirable, and quite often there's multiple offers on those.
So the average days on market in Edmonton in August was 57 days. Compared to last month, it was 53, and last year was 55. So what does that mean?
What does that mean is it's almost the same number. There's a few days give or take. Again, that may be adjusted because price reductions happen sooner or later, but at the end of the day, it's still the same. It's not like it's 10 or 15 days difference.
No.
It's not gonna affect you much.
Your odds of selling in August were 17.99%. So 1,542 properties sold out of the 8,570 that were listed. And if you compare it to last year, it was 20.22%, and the month before was 18.52%.
So Melody, as a seller, what does that mean?
Well, what it means is that you have to be aggressive with your pricing because you have way more chances of not selling. So if you're pricing higher, you're pushing yourself into that percentage where you're not selling. And also you gotta make sure you do enough marketing, because if you don't do enough marketing, you're also putting yourself there. So we wanna help our sellers be in that 17.99%.
Right.
But from a buyer's perspective, it's different too. So what do you think of that?
So from a buyer's perspective, the odds of selling, what does it mean to you? Well, if it's 17.99% of homes are selling, I mean, you've got about a 1 in 5 chance that house is gonna sell. So we have our pick of the litter. We can look at 5 houses and you can pick 1 out of 5 that's gonna work for you. Might be location, might be the price, might be some features that you really like, but we can be a little bit more selective because there's a lot more inventory. And if we know that 1 out of 5 sells, that's in your favor.
And get a better deal.
Yeah, you get a better deal.
The single family home average price went down 1.92% compared to last month. And this year over last year, it went up by 0.83%.
So apartment condos, average sold price for the month of August dropped 6.37% compared to July 2017, and year to year has gone 3.76% down from last year.
And the townhouse average sold price actually both went up month over month and year over year. 3.27% for month over month and 3.98% over year. So single family home prices had a slight decline in month over month compared to last month, but then over year it hasn't. And in all honesty, the increase and decline is actually not that significant. It hasn't made a massive difference. Doesn't mean it's gone down or higher by like $20,000 to $50,000. So we can't list your house for 50 grand over, or it's not like you're gonna get a deal at like 100K below list price. Single family home prices are still holding pretty steady.
So as far as condos goes, bad news all around, unless you're buying them right now, because they're selling for less than they were last month significantly, and even compared to last year. So if you're obviously looking to sell, you might not be able to sell yet, but if you're looking to buy, now's a good price point for you to get into because it's obviously cheaper than if you were thinking a year ago.
Condo markets are also always soft, so there's lots of competition, but if you've bought your condo years before, like let's say 10 years before, you still actually could be making money. So you'd have to kind of talk to us on a specific basis on where you're sitting.
Right.
Now for townhouses, that's a good thing.
Good news for everybody.
Yeah, so that went up. Again, none of these prices have gone up significantly or down significantly. And I think it's townhouses are a good investment for first-time home buyers. And even for when we go to list them and sell them, you're kind of hitting that first-time home buyer and the downgrader market.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of both worlds. You get the better price point. Usually you're getting a garage of some sort. And if you are like me and very busy or lazy, kind of like me sometimes, then you have condo fees, which will cover a lot of the things that you may not have time to. So it's very appealing for many people. Yeah.
So we want to talk to you about the average sales that have happened over year to date. We've had 11,701 homes sell in Edmonton and area. 33.99% of those are in the $3 to $399 range, and the houses over $1 million, 118 houses sold over $1 million.
Okay, so the majority of homes have sold between $300,000 and $399,000. That's simply where most of the buyers are. It's a good price point, whether it's a first-time home buyer, somebody downsizing, and really depending on the community you're looking, you can usually find something in that range. Maybe not in every community, but in the majority of communities here in Edmonton.
So that also means there's a lot of competition because you are shopping with everybody else. And so the majority of sales has been that year to date and always has been that. Houses over $1 million. One interesting stat to know about that is last year we had very, very few sales over $1 million. And this year with having 118 homes sell over $1 million, which means money's there. Money's moving. People aren't completely scared. It might not be the same money though. It's not the oil money, but there is money still there, which is good for our economy. It means that people are still confident in purchasing those properties. And yes, Edmonton has those higher end properties, and we're more than happy to showcase those properties for you because they're really cool to look at too.
Oh, they're beautiful homes, beautiful locations, and I think depending where you are in the city, there's that price point almost everywhere, depending on where you want to live. So it's not always just one location or another. You got lots of choices.
So hopefully you found today's market stats helpful to you. We hope that it was more interactive and less boring, because we're not boring people.
Yeah, because we're about fun, and real estate is fun.
And when you work with us, you have lots of fun. So whether it is buying a house, which there's still deals out there, right?
There's still a lot of, deals per se, the market value, but comparatively speaking, there's a lot of good investments for you to put your money, whether first-time home buyer, investor, looking to, maybe downsize. There's lots of good places for you to buy and enjoy.
So make sure you give Kevin a call or myself. There's still a great opportunity to sell your house and showcase your property. The snow hasn't completely settled on the ground, so it's still a really good time to sell right before Christmas. And you can reach us at 780-447-4537.